It's time.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. And now, to honor America and all that it stands for, as well as our freedom and all those who serve to protect it, the playing of our national anthem.
It's time for Tuesday afternoon lacrosse in Milwaukee indoors in the Valley Field Seasonal Dome. Today, for just the second time, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish visit the Marquette Golden Eagles. Along with my partner Eric Simon, I'm Patrick Reed. Eric, both these teams have a couple of wins in a row coming into this Tuesday game, and both are starting to find their form.
Yeah, they both look like they're in mid-season form. They're shooting better, scoring more, and both are setting themselves up to have some success in the conference play.
The Irish with wins against Syracuse and Duke. Marquette with wins over Providence and St. John's. And against St. John's, Bobby O'Grady put on a show for Marquette, a program record-tying performance for him.
That's right. Coach Stimmel was looking for someone to step up early on in the season. Bobby was that person, and you'll just look for his teammates to get him the ball early and often.
A freshman from Milton, Massachusetts, second among freshmen in the nation in scoring. And when we talk about scoring for Notre Dame, it's the Kavanaugh connection. More Kavanaughs, Chris and Pat, helping each other out, helping their team.
That's right. Two brothers who know how to make an impact on this Notre Dame program. You work really hard in practice to get your offense on the same page. These two have been on the same page long before their college lacrosse careers started.
Now, their entire lives, Pat Kavanaugh coming off a 7-point performance against Duke last Saturday. Sixth all-time meeting between Marquette and Notre Dame. The Irish with the first 5 in the series, and this is just the second time that Notre Dame has visited Valley Fields here in Milwaukee. Marquette 4-6 this season. The Irish 4-4, both with a couple of conference wins under their belts. And for Marquette, the starting netminder Michael Alieri gets the call once again. He has been a model of consistency, a model of confidence in his redshirt freshman season for Andrew Stimmel. 5 straight games with 10 or more saves. He has answered the bell all season long.
That's right. And this is Midwestern lacrosse at its best right here. We have talent from all over the country playing this midweek game here.
Alieri from Massachusetts. On the other side, Liam Entenmann. Between the pipes for the Irish, the junior from Point Lookout, New York. 11 saves against Duke last time out. Second in the ACC in goals against average. He has held it down well for Notre Dame, a preseason All-American selection.
A real leader on the field. The defense will look to him anytime they have a question.
This is an experienced defensive group, 12th in the nation in scoring defense, and Kevin Corrigan wants even more from his defensive team. They gave up 15 goals against Duke last week.
Yeah, he has high expectations all over the field for these players.
This could be a really interesting matchup, and the first face-off is mucked up. It allows Notre Dame to get the first possession of the game. Kavanaugh will fire a shot. Alieri with an early save.
That's what Alieri needs. He needs an early save to get pumped up. He'll pump up the defense. That's the way this system's been working this season.
Pat Kavanaugh trying to get something going unsettled as Chris Kirshner will carry in from Marquette. The Golden Eagles with 23 goals in their last game at St. John's.
Yeah, both teams are offensive firepowers right now. It's really fun to watch.
Luke Blanc has been part of that. You see him carrying the ball for Marquette as he works against Quinn McCann. O'Grady, pass inside, looking for Foster. It's low, but picked up on the backup by Stegman. Devin Cowan going to be one to watch as well. Gets to the cage and scores. Douglas was running with him. Cowan beat him to the spot, and Devin Cowan gives Marquette the early lead.
A real nice intensity to the game so far. Everyone is hustling, pushing it towards the goal. Great dive, stays out of the crease. That's an excellent S-dodge from the side.
We talk about the contributions of Bobby O'Grady, but Devin Cowan can't be forgotten about. 5 points against St. John's on Saturday in a game where everybody got involved. Big check put on, but the Irish grabbed the ground ball. Nick Harris hit the turf, and Harris and company will go to work.
As you mentioned, both teams pride themselves on their face-off play, so that'll be a lot of good battles there today, I'm sure.
Marquette won 28 face-offs against St. John's. Notre Dame has gotten better in that department as Will Lynch has grown in his freshman season. We'll talk more about him. But right now we get to see the Irish in a settled offensive situation. Jacoboy's pass was broken up by Crines. Crines, the pole is on the ground, ball for Marquette. Crines will bring it in. Marquette with a stop on Notre Dame's first 6-on-6 possession.
The Notre Dame defense is pressing out here. Last time Marquette made them pay for it. We'll see if they can do it again.
Marquette's going to settle in, not going to try to catch Notre Dame unsettled. Of course, that's been a key for the Golden Eagles offensively, to score quickly and score in unsettled situations, as here comes Garcia. Nolan Garcia will back it out. His sister Shea is the leading scorer for the Marquette women's team. Nolan, the freshman, rolling off. Quinn McCann, the short stick, defending him. A shot and a save by Anthem, who got it with the shoulder.
Real nice save that time.
Harris brings it across midfield. Pat Kavanaugh, far side. Had the first and only shot of the game for the Irish. Michael Alieri with his save as Pat Kavanaugh tried to catch Marquette in its own unsettled situation coming off the opening faceoff.
Notre Dame offense does the same thing. Get the right personnel on the field. They'll settle it down.
The Irish just a couple of games removed from their own 20-goal performance. They put 22 on the board against Syracuse at home on April the 2nd. Outlasted Duke last week. Out to Chris Kavanaugh. Pass gets away from him. And the chase to the sideline won't be enough for Notre Dame, as Marquette will have possession. Angrick couldn't catch up to the ball. So 2 possessions, 2 stops for Marquette defensively. And this is a Marquette group that is without its top close defender, Mason Woodward, injured against St. John's. Kirshner gets it back to X. And to Cowan this way, who got the scoring started for Marquette.
Both teams have a very choreographed substitution through the box, and they're trying to take advantage of little seconds.
Foster, Intimate fights it off.
Half step advantage here or there.
Notre Dame calling for a shot clock reset. Wasn't granted. Fired outside by Cowan. And Entenmann sees that high to high.
That's the second shot where Entenmann had his feet set and was looking at the shooter. They need to be more dynamic with their shot selection.
Yeah, keep in mind, Liam Entenman, 6'3", 192. I mean, he takes up a lot of space between the pipes.
Yes, he's a commanding presence.
Alieri, well, not so much, 5'9", 185, but that hasn't stopped him from having a fantastic season.
He's commanding in his own way. He's energetic.
Jacobois double comes. Round the horn to the far side of McCann. Pat Cavanaugh behind the cage. Jacobois calls for it out high. The screen around Joseph. On the run, he fires. The lefty finish for Wheaton Jacobois to tie the game at one apiece.
That was the first time the Marquette defense didn't step out. They sloughed off a little bit, let him make the dodge, and I think that might be an adjustment they make in the future here.
Jacobois loves to get it on that left hand, and you see he can let it fly hip high.
Yeah, against the short stick, you got to step up on that a little bit. Just get some stick pressure there if you're Marquette.
12th goal of the season for, check the 13th goal of the season for Jacobois, who had the hat trick against Duke. Early movement violation against Luke Williams. Notre Dame has taken each face-off in this game. So that is a huge early advantage for the Irish. Marquette came in facing off at over 60%, 8th in the nation. Irish today offensively without Eric Dobson. So Riley Gray got the start in his place. This is Morrison Meyer. Feed to the front, a shot on the run, rebound picked up. Alieri, another save.
He's got his defender hung, he can hang back there. Good ball movement by the Notre Dame offense.
Meyer on the run, shoots low. Big rebound coming out of spin, and a shot by Angrick is low. Backup is there for Cavanaugh.
Great job by Notre Dame backing up these shots. 3 quick opportunities just because they're in the right place at the right time.
David Lipka getting some work offensively for the Irish, number 66 in blue.
The 25 on the shot clock, but they really have, ooh.
And it's given away.
A couple of bad passes from Notre Dame so far. They've turned the ball over twice.
Notre Dame's done a really good job this season of avoiding turnovers. A couple of early miscues here against Marquette as Garcia crosses midfield, then wipes out on the turf.
Good job holding on to the ball.
Marquette was hoping to play this game outdoors. Big check there from Arden Cohen. Cohen starting in his 57th game in a row.
Such a well-timed, low-hand check there.
Ryan Hallenbeck, preseason All-American, gets it across for the Irish. Chased down by Crines. Now there's a whistle. Kevin Corrigan's going to want to take a timeout. Try to get this set for a good possession for Notre Dame. 8:06 to go in the first quarter in Milwaukee. 1-1 is our score. Devin Cowan with the goal for Marquette. Wheaton Jacobois with the strike for the Irish. Marquette Athletics would like to thank our champion-level partners, Advocate Aurora Sports Health, Meijer, Pepsi, and Town Bank. We are Marquette. At Direct Supply, you're not an employee, you're an owner. Apply your passion for progress, talent for technology, and difference-making drive at directsupply.com/careers today. There's Kevin Corrigan, and when we talk about standards, Eric, you know, you played for him, his 34th season in Notre Dame. His standards are so high, continue to be high, and this program just continues to reach better and newer heights each season.
Yeah, and those standards and expectations are built on the fundamentals, so it doesn't matter who's in the role, right? We can graduate people out and bring new people in. It's just fundamental lacrosse done very well, detail-oriented.
both ends of the field. And I talked to him before the game. I said, defensively, you guys are so experienced and have been so strong at times. Keep in mind, Notre Dame 12th in the nation in scoring offense. And he said, yeah, we got some work to do. We have not been good enough lately. He points to 15 goals allowed against Duke, but
yeah,
you know, he's
remember having 5 goal against goals for the team defense, which is really, really hard at this level of play.
His 15 goals allowed, and what I was going to say was, his team led wire to wire in that game. Yes, 15 is not what Coach Corrigan wanted to see, but the Irish found a way to get an early lead in that game, 7-3. Get it done! A behind-the-shoulder shot for Jake Taylor, who has been on a heater lately for Notre Dame.
That's right. He was injured last year. He's back in a big way. Really well-timed cut there.
That is coming out of the timeouts. Let's see the quick catch. Too quick for our guy. And too quick for Marquette as Jake Taylor scores his 13th goal of the season.
Notre Dame loves to work from behind the goal there. Marquette's going to have to get some pressure on there.
Thought faceoffs would be an X factor in this game. It has been dominant for the Irish. Another win for Will Lynch and company.
Yeah, they've done a good job of taking care of the ball so far.
Little shaky early. Kevin Corrigan using a timeout. Out of the timeout, Marquette having to defend the Irish, who got a quick goal from Jake Taylor. He's coming off his own 8-goal game a few games back. Alieri with a save. And the loose ball picked up by Pat Kavanaugh. Feed to the middle. Taylor again trying razzle-dazzle.
And there's a flag.
Flag on the field.
Both teams came out real intense. I think actually Marquette might have had the advantage in intensity at the very top. We saw Notre Dame throw the ball away twice, but now they seem to match, and we're seeing a more equal game.
So with Noah Verlinde off for a minute, we get to see the Notre Dame man-up unit. It is the best man-up unit in the nation. This season at 68%.
Another place where Coach Corrigan has high expectations. He oversees this unit himself personally.
15 man-up goals for the Irish. Look for Jeff Ricciardelli. He's out there roaming on the crease, number 1 in blue. He has 4 man-up goals this season to lead Notre Dame. They've gotten 7 different players to score in man-up situations. Chris Kavanaugh, hot pass across, looking for Jacob Boyce. Marquette will benefit from the Notre Dame turnover. 18 seconds on the penalty clock to Verlinde.
Well, we've seen this before.
Hallam getting tackled at midfield. Another flag flies. Hallam will cross the stripe and lose possession. Joseph pushes it ahead, and once the Irish touch, this will be a penalty against Notre Dame. And Jacob Hallam running to the sideline, helping do the job. Here's the penalty. So it's Pat Kavanaugh on the penalty. The man-up situation is over for Notre Dame. Man-up begins from Marquette. So the Golden Eagles doing the job on the kill. And down, Marquette coming in at 65%. Stegman holds. Pierce Washburn working it around the horn. Cowan, and on the far side, Luke Blanc. Bobby O'Grady's in the crowd right now. At the top of the crease. See if he gets a chance to break and cut. And up situation drawing to a close. Cowan on the run, shoots and scores. his second goal to tie the game at 2.
Really well executed there. They drew it up. They executed exactly how they drew it up. A little switch on the crease. Bobby O'Grady goes to the wing. There was no help there from the Notre Dame defense. Nice finish.
Devin Cowan, who at one point had scored in 20 straight games, suffering an injury earlier this season, missed some time in March, returning to the lineup and delivering in a big way at the start of Big East play against Providence with a 6-point game. Pat Cavanaugh has an answer for the Irish, who win another face-off and an unsettled goal for Notre Dame.
Yeah, really nice shot selection there. Easy, clean win off the face-off. That's the advantage that creates a fast break opportunity.
And that's just it. And you see Lynch with the dump off for Cavanaugh. It's unsettled for Marquette, and Cavanaugh on the run can get a goal like that, to the frustration of the Golden Eagles.
Really good job. That fast break developed so quickly that the slide couldn't even get in good position to stop Cavanaugh. He made a move towards the center of the goal. You'd hope to funnel him down the side.
Absolutely dominant right now for Notre Dame at the X. 6 for 6. Oh, man. Dialed in from downtown, Quinn McCann.
Really?
Stick side high, his 5th of the season, the Irish up 2.
Credit to the Notre Dame offense for switching up their shot selection. Last one was a bouncer, this one's high. Marquette tries to switch up and get a long pole on him, and he takes advantage.
5th goal of the season for the senior McCann, a two-way guy for Notre Dame. Will Lynch digging it once again. He'll sweep this back. Williams with the takeout on the way through. It will be Notre Dame ball. And the freshman Will Lynch has come to play in this game, Eric, winning another Irish face-off, the 7th.
Yeah, and the ones he haven't won cleanly, he's mixing it up and making it hard for Marquette.
Talked to Kevin Corrigan about him before the game and said, you know, this guy was your MVP. How has he done it? He said, well, he just really had it handed to him those first few games of his career, especially in ACC play. And we said to him, hey, you just got to win the face-off for us. A lot of coaches will say, you know, it's a team effort. You look at your wings, but he kind of looked Will Lynch in the eye and said, you got to do it, son.
Yeah.
And he's done it.
Yeah. That's a very clear goal, and he's succeeded. Wow.
Jake Taylor at the top of the crease, his 2nd of the game. Right now, everything clicking for the Irish. It's 5-2.
And this is a really important huddle for the Marquette defense right here. There must have been a miscommunication. They tried to split Jake Taylor on the crease, and he won't let you get away with that.
Andrew Stimmel takes a timeout with his team down 3. The Irish have scored the last 3 goals, and they have turned this from a 2-2 game with 5:41 left, and in just over a minute's time scoring 3 straight to make it 5-2. Town Bank, the official banking partner of Marquette University and home to Marquette, checking with free ATMs nationwide. From the biggest of games to the ones that mean the most to us. Whenever you Meyer, you support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest.
The last couple of minutes show us how important those faceoffs, right, are. Marquette was doing a good job of, even though they weren't winning at the beginning, not holding them. And now this little run here from Notre Dame shows you that if you win faceoffs, you get the momentum.
Talked with Andrew Stimmel before the game about that. I said, you know, things have been going awfully well for you guys with the way Luke Williams is facing off and Thomas Washington is facing off. They're at just a shade over 60%, but he said things have gotten better for Notre Dame. It's going to be tougher for us today. It's got to be 50-50 type ground balls. I think that's what they've got to create. So you see Andrew Stimmel there in his 3rd year coaching at Marquette. His team last year falling 10-3 in South Bend. A low-scoring game. It's been a history of relatively low-scoring games in this series, and we mentioned this is just the second time Notre Dame has been here. It was a 7-6 Irish win. Last time they were here, we had that on the network side, and Ryder Garnsey had the game winner. He's here as an assistant coach on the Irish staff.
Yeah, that's right. A lot of good Midwestern lacrosse tradition here. And you're right, Marquette does an excellent job with team ground balls. Anytime they can make it a 50-50 and work together to get it, they're going to get it most of the time. Notre Dame has done a good job of picking it up themselves.
They're changing it up. Hagstrom getting the face-off rep, and what it results in is another Irish win, no matter how they put out there.
Will Foster was a little shaken up after the last one, too, so hopefully he'll be back soon.
Mentioned the ground ball game, Eric. Marquette was plus 26 against St. John's on Saturday. 40 ground balls to 14 for the Red Storm. So we know they can get it done.
For sure, and that's the kind of hustle and intensity they bring. Great
ball
save.
Was on the crease. LaMarca has it for a moment. Big check comes on the far side. Griffin Westlin getting physical, but Marquette able to get possession.
Nice quick clear by Marquette there.
Shots in the game favor Notre Dame 12-5. Marquette's got to get some possessions, and some extended possessions as 4 Irish defenders converge there on O'Grady. And a ground ball pickup for Carter Parlett, who crosses midfield. Parlett with speed. Parlett looking it over. And to the front it comes for a save by Alieri on the shot. Quick try for the Irish as Parlett turned on the Jets. It's across midfield. Ground ball, far side of the field, shoveled across. Still looking for possession. That's Crines tracking it all the way, and Entenmann stepping out of the cage. Big physical netminder for the Irish. Whistle with 2:38 on the game clock in the first.
It's been a hectic moment here. The referees need a moment.
No penalty forthcoming. Nitin Rao, you see him there. Matt Pullum and Mike McCloskey are officials. Ellison Burton Murray scored his first collegiate goal last week against St. John's, but makes a pass that gets away from Cowan. And that is not what Marquette was looking for on this possession.
Yeah, they've done a better job unsettled so far than in settled offense.
Unsettled offense was how they jumped out to a big lead here at home against Providence to get that first Big East win. But today, got to be a little bit better 6-on-6. When McCann back to X for Chris Kavanaugh. Riley Gray in the start today. McCann skip pass across for Jacobois, who picks his spot over the shoulder of Alieri. Wheaton Jacobois with a second left-handed goal.
Really nice done, low to high. Again, credit to the Notre Dame offense for the shot selection. We've seen all different release points.
Gray created just a little bit of separation to allow that ball to be worked around the horn by McCann. And what a finish by Jacobois. Eric, you've been harping on this shot selection. As a goalkeeper, that is so hard when you've got guys coming at you from different angles, and I think Notre Dame's done a great job of that in this game.
Yeah, and they're also moving the ball really quickly, and then they're dangerous as soon as they have the ball on their stick.
It's a well-balanced scoring attack from midfield through attack for the Irish. Marquette starting to feel the heat a little bit here. That ball gets away from Kirshner. He'll pick it up with pressure oncoming. See, Jose Boyer nearly forced him across the midline. Foster hits the turf. Should be a foul here and a penalty for Nick Harris. And we'll get the call. So it is Nick Harris to give Marquette a 30-second man-up situation. Nice look there at what Will Foster was going up against. Liam Entumin, and the Irish will settle in to face a man-up situation for the Golden Eagles, who have one man-up goal already. Devin Cowan, with 5:41 to go in the first, tied the game at 2 apiece. See if he gets another one here. Marquette looking for one from Blanc, who was on the crease. Washburn lets it fly. Ball is on the turf. Marquette is in the crease. Notre Dame ball. Harris is released. Teams are at even strength. Tossed across to the far side for McCann. Notre Dame trying to set the table here coming off the Harris penalty. 20 seconds to go. Shot clock is not a factor. It's Jacoboy, so to save by Alieri. Alieri sticking with it, square on the pipe.
Good job getting it up and out by Marquette.
Joseph wants to let it fly. His bounce shots clears the bar. 1 second left on the game clock, so Marquette won't be able to get off a final chance. And after 1 quarter of play in Milwaukee, the Irish have found their offensive stride. Notre Dame scoring the last 4 goals. The 10th ranked Irish with a 6-2 lead on Marquette in Milwaukee.
Mom! So I love
Become who you're truly meant to be. Marquette University, be the difference.
Before Title IX was passed, the number of girls and women who were in a position to play sports was really relatively low. There were, walls that had to be broken down. Well, the principal way that Title IX has helped at the collegiate level has been in the increase in the number of participants. The Big East currently sponsors 22 sports, and 12 of them are women's sports. We work very hard here to make sure that what we do for our female athletes is equitable. When I think about the journey of women's sports in our country over the last 50 years, it really is extraordinary.
Andrew Stimble's Marquette team is looking for some oomph in the second quarter against Notre Dame, and things have been going well for Marquette the last couple of weeks with Big East wins here at home against Providence, a program record-setting game against St. John's last week, and Marquette has had to deal with a ton of injuries, especially on the offensive side. Now they're coming on the defensive side, and that's where the focus needs to be from what we've seen so far from Notre Dame today.
That's right, and Michael Alieri has done a great job in goal. I think he's pumping up his defense. And then we saw Marquette win the last faceoff. So if they can keep that up, those 2 things will help them get back in this game.
You see number 5 in white there. Outstanding first quarter for him. Michael Alieri making 6 saves. High degree of difficulty. I mentioned the faceoffs as well, Eric. Marquette 1 for 9. And they add another one to the tally. Make it 9 for 10. For the Irish, who have been absolutely dominant against one of the best face-off teams in the country in Marquette. A team to keep in mind was facing it off at better than 60% this season. He's Eric Simon, along with our crew in Milwaukee. I'm Patrick Reed. 10th ranked Notre Dame has put on a show offensively in the first 15 minutes. Now the Irish have scored the last 4 goals in the game. Wheaton Jacobois with a couple of strikes. Kavanaugh looking to deal it here. That's Pat Kavanaugh, who has a goal and a couple of assists.
Nice job by Marquette defense stepping out here, pressuring out.
Feed in, Chris Kavanaugh was waiting there for the pass from Griffin Westland to make it a 7-2 Notre Dame lead.
Looks like the defense fell for the sky whammy, the fake pass. If you let that attacker stand by themselves in the back, they're going to pick apart the defense in front.
Westland was faking for Pat Kavanaugh. Chris Kavanaugh came streaking down the alley untouched. Nice job by Westland to get Marquette going one way. There's Chris Kavanaugh, his 16th goal of the season. Marquette gets a win. And then just after the restraining box, a ground ball situation, a pile up there.
Both teams, both face-off players not relying on their wing play. They're apt to do it themselves today.
Out of bounds, it'll be Marquette ball. Well, if Andrew Stimmel wanted some 50-50 balls to try to determine the face-off game, he got one there. Luke Blanc looking to set up shop here for Marquette. The Golden Eagles, 8 shots in the game, 2 in the back of the net, and both from Devin Cowan. O'Grady working left-hand shots. Entenmann sees it all the way. Had Nick Harris, the short stick, working on him defensively, and Harris and Notre Dame get the stop on O'Grady.
Like you said, the goalie saw that all the way. There was no pass there. The goalie didn't have to move.
Westland with the dime just moments ago for the Irish. Senior from Lebanon, New Jersey. Angrick steps on. Around the check of Hallam, pass to Kavanaugh. Chris Kavanaugh with his 2nd straight goal. 8-2, the Irish lead.
It was a really nice finish. He was moving away from the goal and shot it backside pipe there. Bounced it a little bit. Nothing Alieri can do about that.
Well, Marquette had to shift its attention to Will Angrick, who came on the field, dodged hard to the cage. They went with him, leaving Kavanaugh open for the goal.
Yeah, and I had mentioned that I was impressed that Marquette was pressing out on defense, and then, boom, 2 quick goals off of a crease cut. So maybe I was wrong.
Cole Emanuel facing it off for Marquette. Another Irish win. A high to save for Alieri, but the ball is loose on the carpet. It'll be Marquette ball. Will Lynch was bidding for his 2nd goal in as many weeks.
He gets a free clear there. I believe that was interference with the goalie.
So it's in for Marquette. Stegman will work it to X for Devin Cowan, who has both Marquette goals. Marquette needs a good 6-on-6 possession here. Cowan was checked, scores it anyway. It's been all Devin Cowan for Marquette. He has the hat trick.
He's fired up. Hopefully he can get his teammates fired up as well. This is such a fantastic look. Again, moving away from the goal to pick the corner. Tons of pressure. Even a little high pressure there must have messed with this balance.
Had to deal with a high check coming in. And while the focus coming in had to be on 13 in white, 29 has been the one who has delivered for Marquette. The redshirt sophomore from Mount Laurel, New Jersey, has now 14 goals this season. Here's a Marquette face-off win. Crines will get it across. Crines looking in his rear view, fires. It was Jason Reynolds who was able to check the stick, and the backup wasn't there in time. Credit Reynolds for getting on the pole of Crines.
Yeah, that was a tough one because the backup was actually trying to be an outlet pass for him. He shot it instead, and then there was no Marquette person to back that up.
Anthem nearly brought that to midfield. The Irish will get it across into the stick of Lipka. Pat Kavanaugh with speed. Feels Lipka behind him. Kavanaugh turn on the jets and get away from the pressure. Angrick, who set up the last goal for Notre Dame. Crines will step out and defend. Pat Kavanaugh. 5 points a game this season. Morrison Meyer looking for a lane to dodge. Chris Kavanaugh spots his brother on the cage. He shoots it wide, was going for that top corner.
It's a good look, good quick pass, quick shot.
And that's that brother connection.
Yeah, a lot of these passes are right on the ear, making it really easy.
Meyer on the run. Morrison Meyer. Makes it 9-3.
We've seen him attack a lot from the left side. That's from the right side, unassisted.
The son of the former Irish quarterback showing off his accuracy. Morrison Meyer delivering his 9th goal of the season. Of course, everybody knows Rick Meyer, former Seahawks quarterback, former Irish quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a guy remembered from our youth.
He's got that same pinpoint accuracy.
That's right. Marquette trying to create another 50-50 ball, and they can't. Luke Williams back at the face-off X for the Golden Eagles. Notre Dame continues to be dominant, 11 for 14 on face-offs in the game.
And they're winning the 50-50 ground balls. I think Marquette had that advantage at the very beginning. Now it seems like Notre Dame might have a half step on them.
Pat Kavanaugh trying to hang up Marquette. Will get it back. LaMarca there to the spot. Remember, this is a Marquette team that is without Mason Woodward. It's all conference defender as the shot by Gray is fought off. Oh, and again, it's Taylor. Taylor breaks so quick to the crease. And the white shirts can't get there in time. Notre Dame, a 10 spot. It's 10-3.
Well, it shows you the respect that they have for Kavanaugh, because they brought a defender back behind there to play him, but they weren't on his hands because maybe they thought he was going to dodge. So you see him there just standing there with the stick out. So dangerous, so many targets.
It's a hat trick for Taylor. This is a guy that had a big-time first career start a couple of weeks ago against Syracuse, scoring a Notre Dame record 8 goals. Taylor dealt with injuries, didn't practice in the fall, and has come back in a big way for Notre Dame as LaMarca will shovel it back to Verlinde.
Yeah, good job of inserting him into a system, and he, like you said, he's making the right cuts at the right time.
Has had an excellent feel for this game. Speaking of field, Devin Cowan has had that for Marquette, but unfortunately for the Golden Eagles, it's been all they've seen so far. Cowan the hat trick. Cowan rolls off the pressure. He shoots. Entenmann the save. Gets to the ball first, but steps in the crease. It'll be Notre Dame ball. One and done for Marquette.
It was a good opportunity, similar to the last time, but yeah, I think they need to find as many targets as they can on the Marquette offense.
Easy clear across for Chris Kavanaugh, whose shot goes wide. Shots piling up for the Irish, 23 of them to 12 for Marquette.
And you'll see how quickly they get into offense. Right now they're getting their substitutions on the field. As soon as they're on the field, Everyone can pass, everyone can shoot, everyone can dodge.
I think the team speed and the speed of understanding the game has been so apparent for Notre Dame.
Yeah, that's a great point. That's what makes those cuts look so perfectly timed.
Gray's shot goes wide. Marquette bidding for backup, but it'll be Pat Cavanaugh who's there for Notre Dame with 34 on the shot clock. 8:20 on the game clock. Whistle on the far side. Shot clock reset. It's at 34 seconds.
Lots of action, lots of cuts on the crease.
Hard cut there from Cavanaugh. McCann turns. Pass comes back. And it gets away from McCann. Tossed wide by Taylor. So Marquette escapes. Keep an eye on the Irish ride. They're one of the best teams in the country at doing this. 79% their opponent clear rate, which is 11th in the country. But Marquette, again, executes a good clear. Golden Eagles 9 for 9 in that department. So that's been one positive. The next positive needs to be a good possession. Shot on the run. Justin Mintzer makes it 10-4.
Really well placed. He got a half step on his defender. Placed it in that back bottom corner. Against the short stick. Nice work. Doesn't have the pressure on his hands like he might if he's defending against a long stick.
Mintzer playing in just his 4th game this season. That was his first goal. Got his run against St. John's on Saturday when he picked up a couple of assists. So Marquette having to reach further into its depth. Emmanuel, again at the face-off X.
Yeah, I think the Notre Dame defense has done a good job of neutralizing O'Grady so far. So who's going to be the next one to step up?
Marquette has a chance here to cut the lead in half. You're right, we haven't heard from O'Grady yet today. Goals for Devin Cowan, he has 3. Justin Mintzer has 1. Chris Kirschner trying to attack on the far side. Kirschner who's blooming into more of a two-way midi as opposed to a dedicated scoring threat for Marquette. Will Foster could certainly be one of those guys for the Golden Eagles. A 6-point game against St. John's and really kind of flew under the radar in that game. He'll set the screen here for Cowan, who gets checked hard. Cowan's dealt with some injuries this season. Skip pass across for Kirschner, a shot high to high. Saved by Anteman and a quick clear for Notre Dame. Reynolds across. In transition, Douglas's pass was broken up. Picked up by LaMarca. Marquette can answer back. Foster, toss ahead. A shot by Cowan. Hits Henneman up high.
Little off balance there. All he needed to do is set his feet. Keep moving towards the goal. That's a tough one, though. You get too excited in an unsettled situation.
Hollenbeck slowed it down that time. And a timeout for Kevin Corrigan and Notre Dame. Up 10-4 on Marquette with 5:56 on our second quarter game clock here in Milwaukee inside the Valleyfield Seasonal Dome. Marquette fans, Baird is proud to support the Marquette Athletics through their sponsorship of the Student Athlete of the Month, recognizing students who excel on and off the field. Lauren Van Clunen is the women's basketball program's all-time leader in games played with 160 appearances, ranking 4th in NCAA history. In her final game in a Marquette uniform, Lauren Van Clunen reached a pair of milestones as she became just the 6th Golden Eagle ever to total 1,500 points and 800 rebounds. Van Clunen completed her undergraduate degree in May 2019 with a Bachelor of Arts in Public Relations and earned her Master's in Communications in 2021, specializing in media studies, along with a graduate certificate in leadership studies. She will complete her second graduate leadership certificate in May. Andrew Stimmel's team has found a little bit of momentum in this game, Eric, getting a couple of goals here. And starting to get some wins at the face-off X as well. Now they have 5 of them to Notre Dame's 11, but boy, the Irish really set the tone in this game in the first quarter.
Yeah, and I think you hit the nail on the head when you said they need a good offensive set. We haven't seen much from O'Grady yet. That's not totally his fault, right?
No.
There's a lot of attention on
right.
him, probably a good scouting report. So now a good, settled offense where everyone gets a touch on the ball will allow us to know who's going to step up and take that attention.
There is Bobby O'Grady, 6th of the nation in goals per game, but Kevin Corrigan puts a lot of pride on the way the Irish play defense. An experienced unit has so far locked up O'Grady.
And we saw it in the first quarter. He got the ball, wanted really badly to do something with it, and then maybe tried to force it a little bit. So there's going to be early help on him. That's a known quantity now. Who else can step up and score for Marquette?
It's only been 2 scorers so far for the Golden Eagles. Devin Cowan with a hat trick. Justin Minzer with his first goal of the season. There's a big stop coming up here for Marquette against Chris Kavanaugh and company. Chris Kavanaugh with a couple of goals to open up this second quarter. Angrick. Irish work it around the horn back to Kavanaugh. Pat Kavanaugh, who has showed off his speed, has shown off his IQ in this game. His brother Chris right now on the back of the crease. Alieri watches him as he rounds the cage, tries to call his own number. Lipka's there for the backup. David Lipka will reset for Notre Dame. Shot clock under 30. Pat Kavanaugh one-on-one.
Nice
against
help.
Crines.
Nice help by the Marquette defense there.
Right now keeping the Irish to the perimeter. Meyer looking for some room to run. Angrick. Gruszewski on him. Stick was checked. And Marquette with a good stand defensively. And the D-Middy stepping up in a big way for Andrew Stimmel's team.
Yeah, good communication, good early help on the attackers.
It's outstanding work by a couple short sticks there in Joseph and Gruszewski. This is O'Grady. Reynolds watching him. O'Grady has a step, but doesn't have an outlet as Marquette doesn't have all its personnel on. O'Grady would do well to keep it away from pressure here, and he can't do that as the Irish check him. Marquette just didn't get the subs on quickly enough there, Eric.
Yep. There was a little bit of confusion there, but I mean the attention that O'Grady is getting from the Notre Dame defense is intense.
That was to be expected as Kavanaugh deals it back to X for his brother Pat. Notre Dame waiting for those subs. And Marquette sagging back defensively. They'll try to force another empty possession here for the Irish.
Yeah, great stand last time, but they're probably a little bit gassed from that stand.
It was long. Jacoboyce's pass back to Kavanaugh, whose survey's now spinning on Verlinde, has the stick on him. Riley Gray feels the double. Jacoboyce around the horn. Kavanaugh calling for some help. We'll get it back to Gray, who looks to dodge here. Pass to the middle, a shot and a score for Quinn McCann, who sagged to that soft spot in the defense with Gray trying to set up the ISO.
Yeah, not even really a cut, right? Kind of followed the slide. Such a quick release, knowing exactly where the goal is, even though he started with his eyes away from it.
The McCann goal ends more than a 6-minute scoring drought for Notre Dame. Cole Emanuel, Will Lynch at the face-off X. It has been Lynch's day as he picks up another. And the freshman just continues to find a way to get it done for the Irish. Shots. Alieri the save. He tumbles over. And it was Harris in the crease. Gruszewski Will settle it across midfield.
Nice catch there.
Yeah.
Complete the clear.
Here's O'Grady with Reynolds watching. Marquette has its subs on. Justin Mincer is out there. He has one of Marquette's 4 goals. Here's Nolan Garcia. Devin Cowan stopped at goal line extended. A run out from the pressure put on there by Harris. Harris, the one-on-one matchup on Cowan, giving him good work here. Cowan steps in, finds the back post, and Mincer, Intamin with the save.
Wow, what a save there.
That was the right play for Cowan. Mincer was right there, and man,
Yep.
Intamin getting over. Liam Intamin has been the real deal for Notre Dame. Pickup here for O'Grady. Goes on 1v1. Bobby O'Grady has his first goal.
Well,
And he breaks through.
Yeah, Marquette did not give up on that. Immediately started to ride. Really well done, tucks the stick. And he bounces it.
Yeah, bounced it top of the crease. I think Intamin was waiting for a shot straight on, and good shot selection that time by Bobby O'Grady.
Yeah, one-on-one there.
His 35th goal of the season. He is second among NCAA freshmen in goals scored this season. Crines to the ground ball, takes it away from Lynch. Good team face-off win for Marquette.
That's what we're used to seeing from Marquette right there. Both wing players getting involved.
Foster has a lane. Help comes from Reynolds. And there's going to be a timeout taken here by the Golden Eagles. 1:27 to play in the second quarter. It's Notre Dame 11 and Marquette 5.
Yeah, if you're Marquette, you're playing a little better right now. You would love to have a goal to show going into to halftime here, to show that things are on the right track.
It's taken some time for Marquette to get on track in this game, but starting to find that a little bit. They've been down by as many as 7 goals a couple of times in this game. The Irish led 6-2 after one quarter, extended the lead to 8-2 early with a couple of goals from Chris Kavanaugh in this quarter. And then Marquette started to even out the game a little bit as they got better possessions, as they got better face-off play. And it wasn't just one guy out there. It was team face-off wins for Marquette against a player in Will Lynch for Notre Dame who has been outstanding today at the face-off X.
Really has. And that's probably been the game changer, because the first quarter was really a tale of 2 quarters, right? The beginning, very evenly matched 2-2, 2-3 game where Marquette was able to match the intensity of Notre Dame. And then from there, Notre Dame got a half step and really took off.
Face-off men always getting in that extra work. You see 22 in blue there at the front of your shot. 9 for 12 on face-offs in the game.
Such a specialized position. That initial clamp, even today we've seen it. That the initial clamp has been so important, allowing both face-off players to really take it themselves, and in some cases even get a fast break opportunity off of a face-off.
The Irish have won 2 straight games, wins over Syracuse and Duke, playing arguably the toughest schedule in the nation. This is one of just a couple of unranked teams they've played this season, Detroit Mercy being the other. Marquette's not done in this game, playing on their home field. O'Grady got tied up. Well done. Jose Boyer was the long stick midi there on the check.
Yeah, had his stick in between his body and his stick even before the ball arrived.
Boyer, a key defensive piece for the Irish. Off a good game against Duke last week. Showing well against Marquette's top offensive threat. Final minute of play. The Irish, if they choose, can hold for the final shot. Wheaton Jacoboys was a couple of goals in this game.
You'll see the rest of the Notre Dame defense kind of set up away from him, making plenty of room.
Now
Isolate.
Jacoboys goes to work. Left-handed shot on the run. Wheaton Jacoboys gets the hat trick with authority. My goodness. That release on the run, just impressive.
Yeah.
He just got a little bit of a step there on Jacob Hallam.
Like you said, a quick release, but also he does a great job of hiding the stick. So it was unassisted, but maybe it's hard for Michael Larry to see it because he hides the stick as he pulls it back.
Notre Dame's lead is back on 7. Jacoboys, the second Notre Dame player to get the hat trick in this game. Jake Taylor, the other. Face-off win for Marquette. They have found a way to get it done. With 10 seconds, O'Grady and Marquette with some work to do. To roll off the pressure, tried to do it himself and tried to do too much there. Jason Reynolds was all over him.
Yeah,
Anteman, we'll see the final seconds come off the clock.
Yeah, he can't get his, O'Grady can't get his hands free right now, right? He can't even really get a good look at the goal. But we'll see if that changes in the second half.
Well, it has been a first half that has been all Fighting Irish. A 7-goal lead for Notre Dame, 12-5. Our score here in Milwaukee at the end of one half. We're back in a little while with stats and highlights and a look at our first half.
Mom! Shyla?
Become who you're truly meant to be. Marquette University, be the difference.
Before Title IX was passed, the number of girls and women who were in a position to play sports was really relatively low. There were, walls that had to be broken down. Well, the principal way that Title IX has helped at the collegiate level has been in the increase in the number of participants. The Big East currently sponsors 22 sports, and 12 of them are women's sports. We work very hard here to make sure that what we do for our female athletes is equitable. When I think about the journey of women's sports in our country over the last 50 years, it really is extraordinary.
We have about 1 minute remaining in the scrimmage. 1 minute. About 15 seconds. Two, one, and time. Let's give a nice round of applause to the Wauwatosa Blazers. Thanks for joining us here at Valley Fields today. Marquette Lacrosse congratulates Bobby O'Grady on being selected as the Big East Attack and Freshman of the Week. His 8 goals Saturday at St. John's tied a league record and set a new Big East freshman standard. Congratulations, Bobby O'Grady. Marquette Athletics would like to thank its champion-level partners for their continued support, including Advocate Arroyo Sports Health, Meyer, Pepsi, and Town Bank. Town Bank is the official banking partner of Marquette University and home to Marquette checking with free ATMs nationwide. Town Bank. Meyer, from the biggest of games to the ones that mean the most to us. Whenever you Meyer, you support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. Meyer. Quick Trip has hand-breaded homemade fried chicken, homemade roasted whole chicken, and fried jumbo chicken tenders for lunch or dinner. Don't forget the sides. Quick Trip, we've got you covered. At Direct Supply, you're not an employee, you're an owner. Apply your passion for progress, talent for technology, and difference-making drive at directsupply.com/careers today. Coors Light is proud to support Marquette University Athletics. Enjoy Coors Light, mountain cold refreshments made to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Gruber Law Offices are proud to support Marquette University Athletics. Gruber Law. One call, that's all.
Kevin Corrigan's Notre Dame team knew they'd be in a fight on the road today against Marquette, but the Irish confidently in the first half taking a 7-goal lead on the Golden Eagles as Notre Dame, the 10th ranked team of the country, trying to get to 5-4 this season. Eric, looking at that first half, it was Notre Dame's offense that set the tone. Unsettled, settled, it didn't matter. They got it done and got hat tricks from Wheaton Jacobois and Jake Taylor.
Yes, great shot placement, great quick release shots. They did their job in the first half.
They did their job at changing the plane on shots. They did their job at spreading the love as well. And you see Jacobois on the run there, finishing off the hat trick for Notre Dame. But the Irish, as they were able to extend the lead to 7, get a look at Kavanaugh to Taylor in the front, and Jake Taylor was finding himself on open spots on the crease, and another one here, just those simple cuts to get to the top and Taylor scoring.
A lot of work that the team did there to open up those crease spots for them.
And speaking of work, Devin Cowan has done that work for Marquette, whether it's been on the crease, whether it's been in the alley, whether it's been on the dodge. Cowan, the hat trick for the Golden Eagles. A lot of attention being paid to 13 in white Bobby O'Grady, but Cowan in his career knows how to get it done as well. This is a man who at one point had a 20-game scoring streak in his Marquette career, and today with a hat trick getting to 14 goals for the season. So you're Andrew Stimmel looking at this second half. I think you saw some good signs in the second quarter. Marquette able to win some face-offs and able to hold them defensively. What do you look to in the third era?
Well, more of the same, right? They have to get nice, settled offensive sets, give everyone an opportunity to dodge the goal, take good shots, and like we saw at the end of the first half there, better work on the face-off, better team ground balls.
He's Eric Simon. I'm Patrick Reed, along with our crew in Milwaukee. 10th-ranked Notre Dame trying to move to 6-0 all-time against Marquette. The Irish playing at Valley Fields for just the second time all-time. Last game was outside. We had hoped to be outside for today, but the field was not quite playable yet. It has been a little on the wet side here in southeast Wisconsin this spring. So we're inside today, out of the elements on a nice day. Just a little bit of wind to contend with outside, but none of that here inside the seasonal dome at Valley Fields.
And we did, this is to Marquette's advantage. We did see Notre Dame throw away some passes on the peripheral that maybe might have not done outside.
Cole Emanuel back to the face-off X, facing Will Lynch from Marquette. Emanuel wins the opening face-off of the third quarter, then got buried, and there's a penalty coming against Notre Dame. Will Lynch cross-checking Emanuel on his way off the field. And so the slow whistle will give Marquette the opening possession of the third quarter. Shots favor Marquette 28-18 as Kirshner's attempt goes wide. And we will see the penalty here. So Lynch, the 1-minute foul. There's a look at the face-off man for the Irish. Marquette's man-up situations in this game. 1 for 2. Devin Cowan, the lone man-up goal coming in the first quarter.
There's a really great opportunity for Marquette here in the beginning. Everyone gets a touch. Everyone gets a look.
They've got time to do that, as you see O'Grady working to the near side. Foster, and now Devin Cowan. Cowan the hat trick for Marquette. And off for Stegman behind the cage. Quick action, O'Grady on the finishing end. As he tumbles, heels overhead. Marquette makes it a 6 spot. It's 12-6. The Irish knew Marquette was brewing up something here when you saw the way they were moving at X to set up that O'Grady goal.
Yeah, the little fake flip move. That was a really good look there. come out a little bit with a different offensive look in the second half. That's a really nice coaching by Coach Timmel.
Second goal of the game for Bobby O'Grady. Emmanuel really digging in there, working against Colin Hagstrom. 50-50 ball to the near side. Krein's trying to win it. Emmanuel does for Marquette. Does he step on the sideline? Yes, he does. It'll be Notre Dame ball. And Andrew Stimmel wanted to, at minimum, try to make each face-off a 50-50 situation, knowing how tough Lynch has been in previous weeks and how well the Irish face-off unit has been playing. And that 50-50 doesn't go quite Marquette's way, but the idea and execution were there.
Right. If they can jam it up like that in every one, they're going to win a lot of those. Right now they're on defense. Really got to have a tough stand here if you're Marquette. Can't give away any more goals.
It's 12-6 now. You don't want the Irish to space this game out anymore where you sit from a Marquette perspective. Dangling and waiting behind the cage, Taylor. Taylor's been so good at the top of the crease in this game. And Notre Dame gives it away on the first possession. Although Joseph having problems with the Notre Dame ride, the Irish do this so well. They hold opponents to just 79% on clears. And then Marquette has been pretty careful in this game, but for Marquette, that's the first missed clear opportunity. A shot, a block in front. Irish trying to swing it, stick in the lane from LaMarca. David LaMarca, excellent there to keep the stick up.
And nice outlet pass here. They're going to clear this as a team. Last time they tried to carry it through traffic, and that's how they got that takeaway.
Krein's is a cross into the stick of Cowan. Sometimes in this situation, Marquette will go. We see Cowan at goal line extended. Kirshner's on the field along with the rest of the midfield subs. McCann defending. Kirshner goes to the cage. Entenmann with Kirshner in the cage, or in the crease, will give it back to Notre Dame. See Kirshner on the dodge working on McCann, and on his way through, kind of got run into the crease there.
Yeah, it was a good idea. He never really got top side, though. Didn't get a good angle on the goal.
From a Marquette perspective, they're trying to keep this game nip-tuck in the second half.
Pressing out on defense nicely here.
Chris Cavanaugh, far side to Pat at X. Pat rolling the cage with Kilcoyne defending him. Chris Cavanaugh, the spin, pass to the middle, broken up. Berlindy's stick was there. The outlet to Kirshner. And into his steady hands across midfield.
Great job by the Marquette defense. Get their sticks up. They knocked down 2 passes in a row.
Cowan reaches out for that pass. Marquette will work the perimeter and get its second midfield on. On the run, Cowan tried to make it 12-7, but could not. And both teams doing good work defensively in this third quarter.
Yeah. They're doing a good job. Both defenses doing a good job of keeping the shooters out of the lane, the best look at the goal, the center of the field.
Notre Dame's had a good physical defensive third quarter. Marquette's done a good job getting sticks into passing lanes. Krein's defending out high. Pass back. Cavanaugh shot. High to high. Alieri the save. Michael Alieri with his 10th save of the game. Another 10-save game for the Marquette freshman netminder.
And just when you need him, he steps up big.
See how Marquette plays this one offensively, whether they settle or whether they go. Ball is on Cowan's stick. He's going to settle.
Yeah, that's a tough one because you don't want to look like you're settling, right? You want to maintain a dangerous posture as an attacker. But then you're right. They got to have a nice settled offense. They got to have a good opportunity at the goal.
Patrick English, 21, and White getting some run in the midfield for Marquette. Stegman hops over Holden Patterson's stick.
Part of what makes Notre Dame's defense so stifling is that they early help. They have an early slide to help out if anyone's getting beat.
Idea was right maybe to find Patterson, but the execution not there. Credit Nick Harris. The short stick midi on the defense there.
And another quick clear.
Here's Harris. He'll hold up far side for Lindy tracking him. Defensive intensity has ratcheted up in this third quarter. The Irish and Marquette both in search of their third straight wins. Both teams winning their last two in conference play. Notre Dame over 18th ranked Syracuse and 10th ranked Duke to get into the Inside Lacrosse top 10 this week. Marquette over Providence and St. John's. And against the Red Storm last week in Queens, Marquette putting 23 on the board. Jacobois calls for it. Wheaton Jacobois has the hat trick all on his left hand. Carries it on the right. Check comes from Kilcoyne. Ball is at X. Chris Kavanaugh works to the far side. Shot clock running to 10. Here's Gray around the screen. He shoots. It's blocked. 5 seconds. And a pass to the front for Taylor at the end of the shot clock to make it 13-6 Notre Dame. Jake Taylor with his fourth.
They kept moving off ball, looking for a nice feed there. Really well done. Again, like the ball movement is so sharp and it's so quick from the Notre Dame offense.
First goal for Notre Dame in 8 minutes time. Jake Taylor with his fourth of the game. Just a couple of games removed from the Jake Taylor game. We call it that. 8 goals against Syracuse. Face-off win for Marquette.
Very similar today, though. He's in the right place at the right time, catches and finishes.
Bailed out the Irish at the end of the shot clock for Marquette. You hope that's not a backbreaker. Trouble on the far side for LaMarca, the ground ball. And the pickup for Notre Dame.
Now they got to clear the ball. Not too many settled rides today. There's been a lot of get it up and out in transition.
Cowan able to force the misplay from Arden Cohen, who almost never makes those types of plays. Kevin Corrigan tossed the hat to the turf as well. You see him there and expects only the best from his Notre Dame team, and the results, of course, under him have been excellent. He is the coach with the most wins at one school in NCAA history, with 317 of them for Notre Dame.
And I think he's upset about the unforced error.
Yeah.
And when you're clearing, you have the whole field to use. He wants you to clear your stick, connect on the pass.
Cowan's pass. Stegman closed out there. Douglas doing the job. Actually, the clears, Notre Dame 15 of 17. They came in fourth in the nation at 91%. Shot is backed up by Stegman.
Big, hard shot.
And Devin Cowan out high. Shot clock is under 30. Irish defense trying to hold here.
There's a pick.
Stegman reverses. Tosses to the crease looking for Blanc. The pass was low.
Yeah, good
Blanc
idea.
has to pick it back. 15 seconds. Running out of room as Reynolds tracked him all the way out. Mincer. Time running out for Marquette. Shot from Stegman is wide. And with the shot clock at 5, Marquette is going to set up to ride. So credit Notre Dame with giving Marquette very little to shoot at on that possession. And now the Golden Eagles will have to try to win it back. Liam Entenmann will initiate the clear for Notre Dame. Entenmann with 12 saves in this game, besting his total against Duke last week. And Marquette again forces a turnover. But now the Golden Eagles have to do something with it. Stegman has it far side. Marquette brings the subs through.
Really nice team ride there by Marquette. They held back a little bit and waited for Entenmann to pass it up the field before they struck.
Second missed clear in a row for Notre Dame, which is now 15 for 18 in the game. Here comes Cowan around the cage. Double comes, back to Foster. Foster shoots, and Entenmann the save. Saw it all the way on that left post.
And that's right, that was a high to high. You got to change planes on that shot.
Quick clear. Meyer is across. Meyer passing to the middle. Pat Cavanaugh was handcuffed. And Marquette takes another Irish turnover as Verlinde spins with the pole. Verlinde hit that circle button on the controller again.
Great awareness, great stick protection with the 6-foot pole. The crowd loves it.
Garcia cross. There's Kirshner near side for Marquette. Golden Eagles scored the first goal of the quarter, haven't scored since. It was 50 seconds in. Kirshner toss out high. Foster off the spin, hits the alley, runs into trouble as Cohen was there. Loose ball push will keep it with Marquette and a reset of the shot clock. There's a look at Will Foster. 9 goals this season. Here's Cowan. Out high for Kirshner, lets it rip. And a save by Entenmann, who saw it.
It was a decent bounce shot, but Entenmann was all over it.
Good job there by Lipka to execute the good clear.
Yeah.
David Lipka getting some extra run today. Eric Dobson out for Notre Dame. One of their top midfielders, sophomore from Fleming Island, Florida, has 12 goals and 9 assists this season. Walker trying to roll the cage. Back to Pat Cavanaugh. Walker will go station on the crease as it comes out to Lipka. Lets it rip and scores. Lipka with his 3rd goal of the season. Notre Dame is up 8.
Really good team offense right there. They switched fields. They were attacking from the left side, and they get the wide open look from the right side. Nice placement on the back pipe there.
A well-executed offensive set for the Irish, who have spent most of this 3rd period defending a Marquette team that hasn't scored since, again, 50 seconds were gone in this 3rd quarter. Cole Emanuel trying to win another faceoff, and he does here. Looks for an outlet, and it tips away, but Marquette able to save it. A long stick on the field trying to clear him off. James Amorosana does come off.
Really nice effort by Marquette trying to stay in this game, winning lots of ground balls, winning faceoffs.
Now they need to find a 6-on-6 goal. 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Washburn, Burt Murray. McCann defending him. It's the hands on Burt Murray. Devin Cowan with a hat trick in the game, running into contact there, hits Burt Murray on the backside. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Marquette is looking for a lane to the goal and having a hard time finding one.
They like this matchup here against the short stick from behind.
Quinn McCann defending. Cowan will bring it back this way. He turns, shoots, and scores. Skill from Devin Cowan. Could stop on a dime, and he delivers it back post to make it 14-7. Here's a look. Watch the stop and the spin. My goodness.
Yeah. Really good presence of where he was in the field. And they had nice confidence at the end of that shot clock. They slowed it down a little bit before then picking it back up, the intensity.
I also want to point out that he shot it over 6'3" Liam Entenmann, who had stepped out just a little. Eric, that's hard to place.
Yeah, and made him look small over his shoulder.
Yeah. Marquette's in for another 50-50 ball as it comes to the far side. It's around the stick of Harris. It's picked up. Brought back this way by O'Grady. So Bobby O'Grady getting involved on some of the dirty work for Marquette. O'Grady, who has a goal in this game, has 35 this season.
45 on the game clock as they turn it over.
So again, the Irish can hold for the last shot of the third quarter. Up 7 goals, 14-7. It's really been a comprehensive offensive output for the Irish, who have 35 shots in the game, 14 in the back of the net.
Attacking from all corners.
Kavanaugh out to his brother Chris, who fires. Back up is there from Bryce Walker. Late seconds, Walker. Double comes. Picked up, and a shot by Chris Kavanaugh is wide at the end of quarter 3. Marquette has some work to do on its home field. Notre Dame with a 7-goal lead at the end of 3 quarters of play. The 10th ranked team in the country trying to win its 3rd straight game.
Become who you're truly meant to be. Marquette University, be the difference.
Before Title IX was passed, the number of girls and women who were in a position to play sports was really relatively low. There were, walls that had to be broken down. Well, the principal way that Title IX has helped at the collegiate level has been in the increase in the number of participants. The Big East currently sponsors 22 sports, and 12 of them are women's sports. We work very hard here to make sure that what we do for our female athletes is equitable. When I think about the journey of women's sports in our country over the last 50 years, it really is extraordinary.
Mom!
Notre Dame leads Marquette 14-7 in Milwaukee inside the Valley Field Seasonal Dome. Patrick Reed, Eric Simon with you. And Eric, we're going to look at all 4 goals that were scored in the third quarter, and suffice it to say, both teams had to work very hard to get these goals in the third.
Yeah, a lot of missed passes, a lot of well-fought ground balls.
A lot of long offensive sets for both teams that went fruitless. Marquette getting the goal there from Bobby O'Grady, and then Jake Taylor adding his 4th for Notre Dame to make it a 7-goal lead once again. The lead extended to 8. On the Lipka goal, David Lipka scoring his 3rd of the season. Then near the end of the quarter, Devin Cowan with a skill move. And it was a period with a lot of empty possessions for both teams. Marquette, which did an excellent job on the ride, and we saw it in the third quarter, was able to turn that into scores as we take a look at our statistics. And for Notre Dame, 18 of 21 on clears is not going to please Kevin Court.
That's right. He wants every one of them.
That's right.
And Marquette have done a fantastic job in the center of the field, mixing it up. The troubles they've had on faceoffs have been because Notre Dame faceoff players are getting it up and out clean and not even giving the Marquette wing players a chance to add it.
Eric, I'd say it's a miracle that Marquette has evened it at 50-50. Cole Emanuel has been a big reason why, as he wins his 13th faceoff on 16 tries. He has changed the course of this game for Marquette.
And they've been digging themselves out of a hole since that first quarter on faceoffs.
So Andrew Stimmel wants to get a settled situation here and call a timeout. There's still work to be done here today against Notre Dame, but as we take a look at what's coming up for Marquette, it is not going to get any easier. Georgetown comes up on Saturday. La Jolla's number 2 in the inside lacrosse poll at 2-0 in the Big East, 9-1. Georgetown with also a win over Notre Dame this season. Then Villanova, which is just out of the rankings, follows here at Valley Fields. Then a trip to Rocky Mountain High to take on the Pios to close out Big East play at the end of the month of April. So it doesn't get any easier from this point forward for Andrew Stimmel's team as they seek a Big East championship tournament berth. The top 4 teams from the Big East will qualify. Marquette and Georgetown right now the only 2-0 teams in conference play, and they'll square off in D.C. on Saturday. So the timeout taken to help Marquette set up and get a good possession here. Saw a couple of Marquette's injured defensive players in your foreground there, Zach Granger and Mason Woodward.
That's right. Marquette has suffered a couple of devastating injuries this year, and credit to them. We're into conference play, and they're doing as best they can.
Many of those have been on the offensive end for the Golden Eagles. Hard screen, Cowan putting down the shoulder on the dodge. Devin Cowan had been one of those injuries in the month of March, but has come back strong at the start of April. Cowan fires on the run. Foster can cleanly come up with the catch, and here comes the Fighting Irish as Harris gets it across midfield. Harris dangling out, goes to the cage, he shoots. And Alieri gets a piece of it to get the shot clock reset, so Notre Dame will have a settled offensive set. Nick Harris was in search of his first goal of the season.
Yeah, they never took him serious and carried it all the way down the field.
Take Pat Cavanaugh seriously, you take Chris Cavanaugh seriously as well. Riley Gray will help get some time off the shot clock, and that's what Notre Dame can start thinking about as Gray shoots on the run. Alieri the save. They can run those possessions a little bit longer at this point. Maybe not get stagnant, but just run them.
Yep. For sure, yeah, you got lots of clock to kill.
And a healthy lead. Garcia, good job there. Broken stick for Quinn McCann.
And a flag on the field.
To the middle, a shot. Marquette trying something fancy there. Slow whistle on the foul. And now we'll get the whistle at midfield. And now we'll see the penalty. So McCann, who broke his stick, will sit for the cross-checking penalty for 1 minute to put Marquette back man up. This is a chance for the Golden Eagles to change the game a little bit here. They are 2 for 3 man up in this game. You see McCann the two-way midi, taking a knee in your background there. He also needs a new stick. So Marquette will work the perimeter here, man up. Pass out high to Devin Cowan, got shut down. Foster to the far side. Cowan has it there. Reynolds steps out to him.
30.
Foster, quick pass. Stick was in the lane. That was Jason Reynolds, the grad transfer from Richmond, getting the job done.
He was all over that skip pass lane right there.
Reynolds is in a really nice defensive game. A preseason All-American.
He's kept O'Grady at bay today.
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Pat Kavanaugh settles in as the penalty comes to an end. And we go back to even strength play. So Marquette getting shut down on its fourth man-up opportunity of the game, and that was one they really needed, Eric.
Yeah, that's a turning point there.
The Irish trying to make it a true turning point here on the shot by Meyer wide. Meyer has a goal in this game. He has 9 for the season. Imagine that Georgetown game against Notre Dame. He had 4 goals against the Hoyas. Pat Kavanaugh scores with all the pressure, the sticks around him. Pat Kavanaugh finds a way to get it done.
Yeah, he didn't look like he was looking to pass on that one. Really fancy stick work, taking care of the ball.
Second goal for Pat Kavanaugh. Just gonna have a hard time stopping this guy.
Yeah, it looked like he almost shot that one. It wasn't straight over the top. It was kind of on top of his helmet. Still found the back of the net.
Andrew Stimmel and I talked about him before the game. Had some experience coaching him with Team USA and said, I don't think I've been around a more instinctual guy than Pat Kavanaugh.
Yeah, he seems to always know where the net is.
Or know where his brother is.
Yeah, they get it right back. This is devastating to Marquette. So you just need to have a good defensive stand here. Stop the ball, get it going the other way.
That's exactly what they need at this point. There is still time, but eventually that time is going to run short for the Golden Eagles. Gray works. Jacobois, far side. Chris Kavanaugh steps through and scores. He was in the crease, and he was in the goal mouth. We'll get a look at it later, but if he can avoid that goal mouth, he can avoid a crease violation. We'll see it later, perhaps.
Yeah, that's the risk you take when you charge at the crease like that.
You could see what he was trying to do.
That was a nice athletic move for sure.
Yeah. Mincer is behind the cage. McCann, who has a new stick, works on him. McCann getting really physical with Justin Mincer. Bert Murray will deal it to his right. Hard dodge and a shot and a save by Anteman.
Nice ball movement by Marquette right there.
Patrick English was hoping for a little bit more.
Yeah, Marquette has all the tools they need to be an outstanding team. You see it all the time, these moments of brilliance. And now it's just about execution, and I think that'll come with experience.
I think you're right about that. Notre Dame is a quality, experienced team. Kavanaugh, a quality recruit joining the fold. Number 4 recruit out of Taft High School, Rockville Center, New York. Jacobois and his experience. Westland. Pat Kavanaugh's stick. Here's Jacobois. Steps up, shoots. A save by Alieri, looking for the loose ball. It's a good goal for Notre Dame to make it 16-7.
Off the rebound. That was a really nice presence of where the ball was at. It bounces up here.
Caught Alieri on his shoulder And then Jacoboy shoveled it into the net. Didn't step in the crease.
That's great athleticism right there.
It's unbelievable, and it's almost hockey-like in execution.
Yeah, the one touch.
Yeah. 8:48 to go. And it's just about getting out of reach for Marquette as Wheaton Jacoboys has made it a 16-7 game with his 4th goal.
Like you said, Marquette's got a couple Big East games coming up. You know, this one might be out of reach, but there's always opportunities to learn, get better.
Like you said, it doesn't get any easier for Marquette. Garcia working from X. Double comes. Reynolds in a big way, able to help take it away. And what a game Jason Reynolds has had. As he gets it across midfield, Hallenbeck was in to help him out. Those are a couple quality defenders. Kavanaugh. Oh, the Irish will get another one from Taylor. They're celebrating on the sideline. Taylor celebrating on the field as he continues his big day.
It's like a barrage of Irish attackers attacking the goal, and they throw back to the last one to finish it off.
5th goal for Jake Taylor. This kid has the goods. I say kid, he's a junior who has been through his share of injuries in his career, but now starting to find his stride for Kevin Corrigan's team.
Notre Dame wins another one. Might have been a push there on the face-off.
You'll start to see the Irish open it up here in terms of participants in this game. Fulton Bayman steps on. He has the ball near side. With a 10-goal lead in the 4th quarter.
Junior from Atlanta.
Pat Kavanaugh trying to hang up Marquette on the crease. See the cut there from Meyer. Lipka calling for the ball. Double comes for Marquette. You can't strip the ball. Lipka steps to the alley, shoots. Alieri the save, hands across. Ball is loose in front. And it'll be Marquette ball.
Great save by Alieri there.
Yeah, he really has shown up in a big way for Marquette today.
Yeah, he kept them in this game a lot longer than they probably should have been.
Notre Dame 45 shots to Marquette's 31. Michael Alieri with 13 saves for the Golden Eagles.
I think the difference was shots on goal too. Marquette didn't shoot as accurately as they hoped.
And for Notre Dame, I know that's something we were talking about earlier. That's something Kevin Corrigan has talked about, getting shots on. Yeah, we're spending a lot of time in the offensive end, and yeah, we, putting up these big shot totals, but getting them on and converting them into goals. Where things have turned around.
Yeah, it's like kind of a hard thing to define, but a quality shot opportunity is one thing, and then placement, pace, quick release.
On the run, Stegman. And we'll see, he's in the crease. It'll be waved off. Things have not come easy for the Golden Eagles in this game.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
The lead really never got closer than 6 when Bobby O'Grady scored a man-up goal 50 seconds into the 3rd quarter. They were just never able to really close the gap after that. So now the Irish will start to empty their bench as we play in the 4th quarter. It's been a good day all around when you look at the efforts of Wheaton Jacoboys, Jake Taylor, 5 goals. Of course, the Kavanaughs have helped drive the ship, and now it's time for some new players to get some work. With Notre Dame up 10. Thrown to the front, another save by Michael Allieri. Again, he has done an outstanding job keeping Marquette in this game and now trying to help on the clear.
Yeah. Trying to energize his squad.
Yeah. It's an important 4.5 minutes for the Golden Eagles as well as Hallam gets it in.
Yeah, there's they're inexperienced. They just need the reps. And it's really great look against a defense like Notre Dame, which will not quit.
Right. They'll get the look against some fresh faces. As Garcia hits Mincer here on the near side. Justin Mincer has a goal in this game, his first of the season. Devin Cowan has been the offensive leader for the Golden Eagles. Comes to Garcia looking to dodge. Flag is coming. On the hit up high on Garcia. Stegman shoots on the run. Notre Dame making the keeper change as well. Chris Nelson, the senior, makes the save there to get the whistle.
Nice job coming in and making a save on that bouncer. It's the toughest substitution to make. Come off the bench, step in the goal.
Jake Moss, the cross-checking foul to put Marquette man up. For the Golden Eagles, this is the 5th man-up opportunity of the game. I would say it has been better than 1 for 8 is what Marquette officially went last game. Talked with Andrew Stimmel about that before the game. He said, well, we probably actually did better than that, but didn't count in the stats as such. And really, it doesn't matter what you do. He said, we scored goals right after those man-up situations. Marquette taking advantage of a man-up situation here.
Yeah.
Luke Block with his first of the game.
Coach Stimmel will like that one. Really great ball movement by the man-up team.
3rd man-up goal for Marquette, and Block with his 11th of the season.
Nice team finish. That's right, Patrick. Like, it doesn't matter that they score during the penalty, right? Yeah. They've tired out the defense. They hold on to the ball.
Exactly.
Now they get another quality opportunity.
But taking care of it early and scoring is never a bad thing either, and that's what Luke Block and Marquette did there to make it 17-8. Again, all the credit in the world to Cole Emanuel today for just helping right the ship for Marquette at the face-off X. He is 15 for 20. And what a run it's been for him. Bert Murray has it on the far side. Ellison Bert Murray with a pass across to Bobby O'Grady. Of course, he's going to be a well-watched player the rest of the way, coming off the 8-goal game against St. John's, but he gets to the front. Flag flies.
Ref signaling no goal.
And it looks like we're going to have a penalty here. Let's take a look as we see O'Grady step to the front. It'll be another penalty against Jake Moss. So the 30-second push. He'll have a seat. And Marquette back to a man up.
To his credit, Jake Moss is 6'3", so he's defending against people that are shorter, but you got to get low.
5'10" Bobby O'Grady. Block had the goal on the last man-up situation for Marquette. To O'Grady here, quick shot, hit the side net. Scooped up by Nelson. So the Irish will get the successful penalty kill.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release.
2:15 to go in the 4th. Marquette will force the Irish to play a little keep away to try to win back some late possession. And the game is out of reach, but want to try to keep getting momentum and positive moments. Shot on the run by Quentin Buckman. Buckman behind the back pass. Marquette's flooding the zone a little bit. Final 20 seconds on the shot clock. A spin and a move to the front by Barger. Alieri makes the save. More importantly, Notre Dame gets the shot clock reset.
Yeah,
doesn't matter if he scores.
Right, really nice ball movement by Notre Dame here.
Reaching down deep into the depth chart.
Like I said, it's a system that Corrigan has in place, and it's a system that works with any players.
Griffin Westland, maybe the most experienced and biggest part of the first couple of units on the depth chart the Irish will use. Works at X, he passes to the front, shots, ticks off of bodies, and a shot at the end of that run. Michael Fay, big celebration from his team as the Irish make it 18-8 on the Fay goal.
Looks like he's a graduate student from Malvern Prep in Pennsylvania. Definitely a team favorite.
First of the season for Fay.
Again, great presence, knowing where the ball is at all times.
53 seconds on the game clock. And now Notre Dame can just hold. And that's what the coaching staff is telling them to do. Walker acknowledges that. And Bryce Walker communicates that to the guys in blue. So Notre Dame will have a break after this. They will be on the field next Thursday against North Carolina. The ACC schedule continues for them at Syracuse in the second meeting of the season between the Orange and the Irish, and then they'll finish up at home against Duke for a second meeting. Of course, there is no ACC tournament.
And you know that Syracuse is not going to let another matchup happen like last time where they killed them.
No chance. But today, it's all Irish. As Notre Dame and Coach Kevin Corrigan roll into Milwaukee at inside the Valley Field Seasonal Dome to claim win number 5 this season. 10th ranked Notre Dame with an 18-8 win over Marquette. So Kevin Corrigan and company stay perfect against Marquette all-time, the 6th all-time victory for the Irish in the meeting between Midwest lacrosse rivals. So the Irish had to struggle in some ways, Eric. They took care of things on the offensive end, however, and that is what drove the ship today for Notre Dame, scoring 18 times on 50 shots.
Yeah, it started out as a pretty equally matched game, and Notre Dame really stepped it up and took advantage.
Okay. Meanwhile, Marquette will be at Georgetown this Saturday to take on the second-ranked Hoyas. Marquette now 4-7 this season. For our outstanding crew in Milwaukee, and for Eric Simon, I'm Patrick Reed. Notre Dame with the bagpipes rolling into Milwaukee. The Irish rolled Marquette. Bobby O'Grady and company couldn't quite get it going offensively today. And the Fighting Irish good. Jake Taylor, 5 goals for Notre Dame. 10th ranked Irish, 18-8 winners over the Golden Eagles. Good night from Milwaukee.